Hello everybody, this is Toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the legendary heroes. This is a Newage product and this is 28g Commander Lucullu. I think that's pronounced like that, but I'm going to be referring to him as, I suppose, a Diaclone Ultra Magnus, because that is exactly what this is based on, or shall we say Diaclone Convoy. So for those of you who are unaware, this is, as I say, made by Newage. This is a third-party company, and because this figure transforms, they can't use their proper names. The packaging is beautiful. This is really reminiscent of the old Japanese box artwork, again, of the original Diaclone figures. That is an actual product shot there. That is what he's going to look like, and there he is again on the back. So I've just quickly opened up the box. There he is inside his clamshell. So with this video we are going to check and compare him between himself and the original owner of this particular mold. We've also got the original, is this all going to balance on here? Probably not. Ultra Magnus mold, and we're going to do loads of other comparisons and I suppose size ideas with other Newage figures, G1 figures, and loads of other figures in loads of different toy lines to give you a full idea and scale of this figure. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, I'd like you to hit that subscribe button and like button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And the other is to let you know that there's going to be a direct link for this from Shozy in the description, because that's where this came from. So we've looked at the box. It is stunning. This also looks stunning now. The instructions are huge. This is, although it's a small figure, again, for those of you unaware, there is loads going on with this figure. I've uploaded a tutorial how to transform him. It is using the other mold, but that is because they are all exactly the same. And yeah, it just takes so long, so you're not going to see the full transformation process on this video. I might do the full combining one for you, but otherwise the actual transformation process, because of how long it takes, is going to be, well, it is separately uploaded. So here is the alternate mode. Beautiful, beautiful this is. Now to separate this trailer from here, you've got to actually pull that apart. The cab is completely separate. Some of these are die cast parts on it. All the wheels are on individual sprues and pins rather. It just looks so good. I'm such a fan of this color scheme. I'm desperately trying to get the e-hobby version of this, and indeed maybe even an original in the future. But that is the cab. Look at the detail on that. It is absolutely beautiful. Here is the trailer. Now you can pretty much make out some of the parts on here, and if you're familiar with this mold, then you'll know exactly. I suppose the best way to describe this is this, I suppose, attaches a bit like an exosuit. Now he's got an absolute abundance of accessories, because with Newage figures, they like to call, well, they don't call them, I think we all call them mini masterpiece figures, and for that reason they are highly articulate, highly detailed. There's 2 sets of hands already. There's going to be another set of, what's that? Oh, that's the blasters. And I thought, oh no, the main fists, of course, are going to be in the main trailer. I was thinking, where's the small fists? But of course, as you can see, they aren't there. Right, let's attach the trailer though, reattach it via this, then we can do some comparisons. So what you do need to do is just separate this like so, pop that over and close it in. Here are the missile attachments. These are going to fit either side like so. There is your little hole, and then this is going to, you're gonna have to forgive me, I'm pretty, does it go in the side like that? It must do. It must go in the side like that. Let's have a look at the product shot. Yes, it does. That's how it goes. The other problem, and this is the only negative with these figures, is that they just don't, I suppose, show enough in the instructions. They just show the transformation process. They don't show what you can do with all the accessories, etc. And it's just a negative point that I want to raise about it. And they are really difficult to I suppose decipher, a lot of them. That is just the transformation process for the cab to the inner robot, may I add. The rest of the transformation process is, so that's the cab now to fit inside the exosuit, and then there's all the combining. Once again, you can see all this in detailed descriptive tutorial video that I've uploaded. Right, let's move these out of the way. I don't even think, I'm looking at this, if we can attach any of like the larger guns to the side. Let me show you the rest of the accessories anyway. So we've got a large gun for the main robot, and of course we've got a small gun that looks to be exactly like an Optimus Prime G1 one as well. Right, that's some great first impressions there. This is the original owner of the mold, so I think they just called him Octavian. Let me just double check that I'm saying things correctly. Yeah, City Commander Octavian. Now, if this doesn't really make any sense to you, or not make any sense to you, you can't really gauge how big it is. These are referred to as legend scale figures, and that's because they are a bit smaller than your main line figures. Now, if I move this one out of the way, there is a G1 Magnus. I haven't got the cab attachment, I've just took it out of the box for this particular video. So you can see there quite simply how much bigger the original G1 figure is. It's, you know, it's completely dwarfs it, to be honest. To give you an idea with some other figures of scale and size of this figure, it's a little bit bigger than a, I was going to say Generations, but it's Generations, a deluxe Generations drag strip figure, a Generation 1 boss figure, Generation 1 Bumblebee figure. What else have we got? We've got the Jurassic Park Jeep from the crossover. And have I got anything else? I've just got some Micromasters and indeed some core class size figures, again, just to give you an idea of how small this figure is. Right, that is all there is to say about this particular mode. When we come back, you're going to see him. I'm going to just have the cab transformed into robot mode, and then the next part will be the fully combined video. Okay guys, we're back, and as you can see, he's in, I suppose, yeah, part way into his main robot, but of course this is just the inner cab version. And I do need to quickly apologize as well, because I totally messed up in the beginning by saying that these were the small hands, and in fact they're obviously not. These are the big hands that are going to be going on the main Ultra Magnus figure by the looks of it, because obviously the small ones are already on the cab here. Now I'm just checking that this does seem to be just a teensy bit out, and this is where I would like to not have a moan, but it's what I always say about these figures. I just think that sometimes they're just a little overcomplicated, and I perhaps think they don't have to be. But the transformation process on this, especially with it being a new figure, although you're not going to see it, I'm not joking, it's just took me 20 minutes to get this into cab mode, and it shouldn't take that long. It really did take ages with all the spinning around, just how tough it is and making sure you don't break it, etc. And granted, you know, the more experience you get with the figure, the faster it would become, but for me it just borders on, you know, that line of it's too much. I don't want it to take that long, which is such a shame, because I mean, look at it, it's absolutely beautiful. It really is stunning. Articulate, even though this is just, you know, you're not even going to really see this, you're just going to see him combined with the trailer. But I mean, look at the detail on this. The head is fantastic, again, fully articulate on a ball and socket, so we'll go all the way around, look up and down. Shoulders will go all the way around to the side. You'll get full T, no problem whatsoever. There's so many hinges on here, you can see them all there. So you've got swivel on the bicep, swivel on the shoulder where it pulls out a little bit. You've also got the full wrist swivel as well. You've got waist swivel. These are hip skirts here on the front, so you've got the front and the side, so the legs can kick all the way up. They can go pretty much that far back, but I do believe, does this fold up? Yeah, look, that'll fold up as well. So you've got all full range of motion with all the skirts up. You can take them right out to the side. Again, all you've got to do is fold them skirts up, and it'll completely give you the full range of motion all of there. You've got the swivel, you've got the knee bend, you've got a huge ankle tilt, rock, everything. As I say, for detail, it's second to none. You can also even open up the chest, he says, struggling to do so because he's forgotten how to do it, but there is hinges there. So how do I do this? I think it's literally right inside here. I need to get it out. In fact, I don't need to get it out this time, because the other really clever thing about this is even in the fully combined mode, you can still take the matrix out of his chest. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to come back and check that in a second, but I'm also going to show you the fact that you can pop both of the blasters into his hands like so. There you go. Even though that's the big end, it does fit in. I wouldn't force it all the way in, just in case you make the hole too big. Right, I'm going to take that out though. And what I'm going to do now though is give you an idea. In fact, let's do this first and foremost, because there's the normal Newage David figure. So you can see obviously the hips are different with the front parts they've got there. The legs are all totally different at the back, completely different setup, and indeed some of the back is as well, to be honest, but still great little figures. In fact, let's bring some more Newage in whilst I've got a few here right now, to be honest. So let's bring them all the way over, and then I'll do some other comparisons with some other figures for you as well to give you an idea. So they're all exactly the same toy line, so they do scale obviously really well. I'm going to stay with third-party companies just for now, just because it just makes more sense to. And again, this is the third-party figure. Then I'll bring in some mainline ones. So this is Mechanic Studios take on a unreleased deco of Sandstorm. Let's get him to stand up. So I suppose most of the Legend scale figures do tend to scale pretty well. That is a version of Trailbreaker from Magic Square, and that is a version of Mirage from Iron Factory. So they all pretty much do scale quite well together, in all honesty. So that's, I suppose, apart from a little Doctor Wu figure, which is a bit of fun, obviously. They don't scale at all, but they're totally different. Let's show you some figures that you may or may not know. So let's start off with Generation 1. There's G1 Optimus Prime, which is huge compared to that, which I'm sure you can see. I've got a G1 Bumblebee as well, just to give you an idea of the scale. So we've got Minibot, we've got Optimus Prime, and then we've got Landfill. So he's about as big as Landfill, to be fair. So that's if you collect G1. Let's move these out of the way. If you collect figures which are, I suppose, current right now, let's do some more Optimus Prime. So there is the Reactivate Optimus Prime. Completely dwarfs this figure. There's the Netflix one, which I believe is the same as the Earthrise mold, which again, completely dwarfs this figure. There's your core class Optimus Prime. For once, that one is a little bit bigger. I've got a Takara World's Smallest Transformer Optimus Prime there. And I've also got a Doctor Wu Optimus Prime here as well. So there's your Optimus Prime comparisons. Let's do some more, I suppose, mainline. So I suppose, yeah, they're Voyager. Oh, I'm dropping everything now. That's a Voyager Starscream. That's a core class Grimlock. And then we've got either Deluxe Detritus or Strongarm. I've got so many figures on the floor in front of me at the moment. It's crazy. Right, I hope I'm doing this figure some justice, even though the transformation process is really annoying for myself. But we are going to move on, as I say, now to the final part, where he's going to be fully combined with the trailer. And once again, if you want to see it all in detail, with thorough explanation, there is the video ready for you to watch, unless you've watched it already. Let's come back then and have a look at him fully combined. But very quickly before we do that, it was just a simple case of me perhaps using my nails a little bit more, pushing in the windows like so to open up this. And then you can, if you want to, I'm going to use the word prise because I think that's probably the only word to, I suppose, describe how we can get that out. I'm really unsure how to get it out, to be honest. I know you can. Let me see if I can get it out. You see, there you go, that's loosened it up. Again, if anybody wonders what I'm doing and you're new to the channel, I don't do scripts. I just go off the cuff, I ad lib, I get it all done there and then. And sometimes I do make mistakes, so I will correct them. But that is how you get that out. That will clip back in place. And I just wanted to add that in. And the really cool thing you're going to see in a second is even in the main built-up part, you can still do that. Okay then guys, I've decided actually to put this in the video because it is still pretty cool, let's be honest. But you'll have noticed that I've had to transform the cab again. And again, you can probably just make out, I just want to show you how intricate, I suppose, all of these parts all are in, all folded up together, etc. And why it's so time consuming. Right, there is the cab ready, and let's just clip this on like a great big suit. So there's his giant boots. We're going to slot that in. That'll come over the front. This will tab into that cutout on the back, and then this will tab in again via that side. So there is one boot. Here comes the other boot, over, clicked in and around like so. Now these were carefully hidden underneath as well. All these are going to do is just clip onto the thighs. I was going to say fit onto them, but clip onto them sounds better, and it just thickens them out, makes them not look like chicken legs, I suppose is the best thing to say. There we go, there's the thighs. We've now got this part, which is the hip skirt, and again this is going to move up and down. So let's slot this in and around, push that down, and then the final bit is this. And again, look, I've got to correct myself again, apologies guys, there are some inbuilt fists, which again I didn't remember at all from the first one of these I reviewed. This is going to slot in over this gap like so. Is it going to do? There we go. Now we've got a cutout and a tab, so let's bring that around, line it up. Oh, is it going to go for me? It's really fiddly, and it doesn't help when I'm leaning over the camera, but I'm going to get it on because it shouldn't be this difficult. Let's try and get this side in, to be honest. Let's have a look where I'm going wrong. Is it all pushed in? Do you know what? I don't think you can open the matrix on this one either. And now I've said that, there we go. That's gone in much, much easier. Right, now we can just condense the midsection down. And there is, I suppose, Delta Magnus, as he was sort of known, wasn't he? Brilliant, brilliant figure. Do I need to move this back? Is this something else that I didn't know about? Yes, there you go. There's something else there that I hadn't even realised that I'd done. Sorry to all the people who are screaming, leaving me comments. But this is the way I do things. I think it's better for you guys, rather than it be scripted, rather than it be, you know, completely edited. This is just me playing with toys. Right, there we go. That is definitely it. Let's put his weapons in his hand. So that'll still fit in there, which you can see. No problem. Oh, I've got the wrong weapons here. I've got the ones from the other Ultra Magnus figure. So apologies with that. Yeah, I've got a couple. Obviously, I'm doing 2 reviews at the same time. Here's all his parts. Same gun though. It's exactly the same gun, so it's not too bad. There's the large gun. In it goes. It's a great figure. It's a great figure when it's like this. It's a bit like X-Transbots. It just annoys me that it takes so long to get it where it is. This is probably one of my least favourite transformation processes of Newage. Newage are quite complicated, but not too complicated. The sword on this is going to be the icing on the cake, I think. This is going to make it look wow. Yeah, wow. That's what I mean. Look, when you get it like this, when you get it fully built up, it's definitely worth it. I've just got to say that it is. It's definitely worth it. And of course I can attach these to the side as well, because these were of course the missile launchers from the alternate mode. It's going to look amazing. In fact, this is my favorite. I'm not even finished with the other versions of the molds yet, but this is easily my favorite version of this. Why is that there? See, I haven't got it all clicked in. Let's pop that there. Oh, look at the colour scheme. And now it's really making me want a Delta Magnus or an original Diaclone one. Beautiful. Right, absolutely stunning. Prepare to be surprised again with original, and I can't even fit it on screen between original and this particular version. Why is that not standing upright? If I bring that there, look how far back I've got to push it to get it in screen. He's up to his waist. If I roll this to the front, he is literally up to his waist. It's crazy how detailed they've got this figure and how good they've got this figure looking at this particular size. Right, again, here we go. There's just the inner cab, which of course is the same for G1 Magnus, and it's not even as big as that. Let me just show you the details on this figure then, guys, because it's stunning. So the head sculpt is beautiful, full articulation. It will go all the way around. I do need to get them pressed in a little more, to be honest, so I'll have a go at that in a second. Articulation wise, the arms will go out to the side. They will spin all the way around. You've got a swivel underneath there. You've got a bicep flexion. You can see you've got a wrist swivel. You can in fact take the fists off and put the others on. So these have got open hands, pointing fingers, so you'll be able to swivel all of them. Even though you've just seen what we've done on the waist, there's a full, look at that, full rotation, completely unhindered. You've got an ab crunch as well. That's a legit ab crunch. See it there moving in 2 different places. It's not for transformation, it is legit ab crunch. Fully articulate upper torso. Same with the legs. Again, all you've got to do is just adjust the skirts, and these will move all the way up for you, just as far as the skirts will allow you to. So you've got a huge, look at that for a kickback, literally kicking all the way back, knees swinging in. It holds together fantastically, and it does look beautiful. Really does. Really does. Can't believe how good he looks, to be honest. So he's about the size of, yeah, about of a deluxe figure, to be honest. Just a normal deluxe figure, just a fraction bigger, not in the same category or class as you can see as a Voyager, because Voyager class figures just do that. They just tower over him, completely dominate it. So it's nowhere near as big as that. And again, obviously, guys, this is reflected in the price. This is twice as much as a Voyager easily. Maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2.5 times, I would say, depending on where you live and what your currency rate is and what you pay for figures. So it's, you know, it's one of them sayings, you get what you pay for, to be honest. There is Newage Prime. There is Newage Sludge, who is a big figure. I'm just going to bring Freya, which is Swoop, into here as well, just to show you that. So that's the Newage ones I've just got readily available at the moment. And then if I get some of the other third parties back again, and then some other figures to give you an idea of scale and size as well. So I pretty much hope I've covered everything on there. Oh no, I haven't. I've got to show you the chest. Now again, let me see if I can work this out. But you must be able to open it, because this looks like it's on a hinge. So if it's not on a hinge, you see it looks like it's on a hinge to me. Something here's got to open up, but I haven't got the nails for this. There you go. Look at that. So you can then do exactly the same thing. Get your little fingernails in there if you can. Or I see some people tell me to use spludges, or whatever they call them, just to open things up, which is perhaps all tweezers, which I probably do need to be honest. But in honesty now, I've definitely waffled on enough about this figure. In some ways, you know, I really do hope I've done him justice. That might fold in under there, I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I accept it. But I can't see it from this side, and it's great. It's a great figure. The transformation process does irritate me, but it's one of them ones which is totally worth it when you get there, and I'm sure you'll probably agree. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think of him in the comments. Take care.